Hi there, it's Tim with Far North Magic. Today we're going to be looking at collecting Wilds of Eldraine. I like taking a look at these articles where they talk about what's in the sets, what the percentages are. Sometimes the percentages are just a bit crazy because there's so many things in different slots at different varying percentages. You still don't know what you're opening, but I find these articles are at least a little helpful to, I guess, gauge what products you should interact with or shouldn't interact with. And then also, I guess, what we should wait for and see if it gets dumped on the Black Friday / Amazon dump day. So, I guess here we go and see. I was kind of surprised at how many good cards they put in the Enchanted Tales. I was kind of expecting it to be more like the Strixhaven Mystical Archive, where you had your few good headliner cards and then a whole bunch of cards that are okay ish to good, but not as many. I guess the thing also is some of the headlining cards you would consider headlining cards aren't really that crazy expensive anymore. Like when I think of Bitter Blossom, I'm thinking $30-$40 card, whereas I think when I looked it up, it was like $15 or something depressing. Like it was just pretty sad. So I think it's also a price memory issue of what is worth what. So here's the set symbols for Eldraine and the commander, and then the codes. And a whole bunch of legality. The Enchanted Tales are only legal in the sets that in the formats that they're allowed in already. So I guess they're in the draft, but then they're in just whatever they're legal in anyways. So we got our timeline. So the actual release is the 8th. I guess there's some. So for gameplay, the 8th is the first is the pre-release. The arena release is the 5th. The open house is the release weekend, the 8 to the 10. You got your Friday Night Magic and your Commander Nights, your Store Championship, which I think is that white Craterhoof like card. So that might not be too bad a card to go try and get. Yeah, so they're still doing a lot of booster funds, which is by a lot of people thinking kind of bad for the game. I don't mind there being a bunch of versions if they were if you had one version and then another version that's really sort of hard to get, a one per box variant and then a one in, I don't know, 20 or something. Some sort of you have a small chase and then a big chase. I don't know. Maybe that still wouldn't work because I think part of the problem is if it's not unique enough that people can kind of go oh, I have this, and it's different art, or I don't think a numbering is gonna matter. I guess I should look at how the numbered cards are doing, but it's hard to tell because the sales data is not great on But we got Enchanted Tales. They're in every pack. One in draft, one in set. And 3 to 4 in collectors. The animated Enchanted Tales, harder to get. The showcase land, the full art lands. I think they're like 1 in 3 again for the draft. Probably maybe a little easier to get in set. We'll have to see. And 1 in every collector. Extended arts again in your collectors, 1 or 2, and then confetti foils, which is the chase. So it's going to be interesting to see how the confetti foils do versus something like how the step and complete foils did for All Will Be One, because there's no numbered cards. It kind of is going to be interesting if the set just plummets or if we if it can hold some value. Like, is kind of one of these weird things. We got our storybook lands. They look kind of cool, but for me, basics don't hold a whole lot of value. You get enough of them, and there's almost always a cooler, like they're almost always doing a cooler one the next set or the set after that. Like, I don't know. I almost think they should just do these like cool basics as secret lairs, even though secret lair basic lands are really terrible. Just as a way for the people that really want them to get them, and then the people that don't care to, then when they do full art, when they go to, just say they go back to Zendikar, it's actually maybe worth a quarter instead of being worth like nothing. But we got the adventure frame coming back. I think they cut the adventure frame from some of the lower rarities. 7 mythics and 13 rares. So that's interesting. Enchanted Tales, I definitely didn't expect as many good cards, and I also didn't expect some of them to be downshifted rarity. It makes more sense now that why they upshifted like Smothering Tithe and Grave Pact and in Commander Masters, because it would look silly if it's a rare in one thing and then a mythic here, like, even though they had like a lot of like upshifted weird stuff in like the Mystical Archive. So definitely the Oromancy and Smothering Tithe are really good reprints. Same with Necro and the Study. Even Aggravated Assault's a really good reprint. I was surprised they dropped it to rare. Doubling Season, really strong reprint, although I don't know how it will hold up because it's here. It was in Commander Masters. It's gonna be in Ravnica Remastered, I assume. Same with the Tithe. I assume Smothering Tithe is in Commander Masters because it was. It's in this Wilds, and then it's in, I assume, Remastered Ravnica. So that's kind of a yikes. Like, they are very like played cards, but like it's gonna be like they're gonna have to get left alone for a little while, or they're gonna be pretty cheap. Which is like, I don't want Doubling Season to be $80 or more. Like, if Doubling Season's like $30, that's still good. All the cards don't have to be $100 cards. I just don't want them all to be $1 either. And that's also going to mean that like decks are going to get really juiced up, because like a lot of people weren't going to spend $60 or $80 on the Doubling Season. But like, even now the Doubling Season is like, I don't know, $40. Then this maybe knocks it down to in the 20s, low 30s. The next one into the 20s. Like, that's going to lead to a lot of demand, I think. And there's a lot of different options also, which is good and bad. Like, maybe too many options, but Enchanted Tales is 15 mythics, 30 rares, and 18 uncommons. The usual breakdown that they've done. The uncommons are in foil are going to be really cheap, probably, because you also can get them in the sample boosters, I think. So Draft Set and Collector. The anime ones are cool. They just did the mythics and then 5 rares. So that's interesting that they made it color balanced, at least. But it's interesting that they only picked 20. Definitely means that there's going to be a bit of a distortion with the rares that are in the anime, and then also like the mythics are going to seem to have a little more supply, just because they have that extra small printing. Like, it's not that they're super common, but it's still going to be like over the aggregate of the whole print run. I don't know if this will work. So that's the Necro in the traditional foil. Doesn't really work the greatest. Yeah, so like it looks like 2.8% chance at the anime. So like you'd basically just say one a box almost for draft and set. Like this set, it's going to be slightly below. But then I think there's like 2 bonus slots usually in the thing. So, no, it's not going to work. We can't see the confetti. So the confetti's like 2.8% again. The mythics are a little easier to get, but it's probably just because there's 15 of them versus 5 rares. So they're still going to be pretty hard to get any specific one, because it's like a 2.8% chance would be what, 1 in like 35 or like 35, 36 packs on average. So like 1 in 3 collector boxes. So still like reasonably hard to get for any particular one, if you have to go like 1 in 50, like 1 in 60 boxes to get a specific one. You got your normal borderless cards, 1 walker, 1 borderless adventure guy, 5 borderless rares, and 4 other mythics. So we got 1 walker this set with this Ashiok, Wicked Manipulator. So it's interesting that they're toning down the planeswalkers to maybe just 1 a set. Maybe they'll be able to rebuild the fact that like walkers can be worth something, instead of like just one of the biggest traps in the game, where like the walkers would pre-sell for $20, $30, $40, $50 and then get crushed down to single digits. The walkers are like worse than like prospecting baseball players. So I guess they didn't realize they were cutting Jumpstart, so they have Jumpstart cards that are going to be in, I guess, the collector and set packs. And then you also have your like new uh, an extra 8 new commander cards not in the decks. Our normal art cards in set packs. I wish they'd do something like special than just this foil stamp thing. Like do like artist sketches or I don't know. I think they could do a lot of stuff with art cards, but it seems like they're just doing this stamp thing, which doesn't really do anything for me. Like if they did some that were like actually signed by the artist, and then some that were like sketched or something, and then like if you bought in the first wave or the first, I don't know, then like if they had them marked a certain way, like I don't know, I don't want to say first edition, but if they mark them a certain way, and this first wave has, I don't know, artist sketch card every, I don't know, 1,000 packs or something. Not that that's gonna do anything, and for most people that's not gonna do anything, but like I think that would be kind of cool. That might get me to buy an extra set pack or something here or there. I don't know. So we got our normal draft box, very basic. You get your foil every third pack, roughly. You get your rare mythic. You get your enchanted tales, your 3 uncommons, 9 commons. Basically, the packs to play, unless you get them really cheap. Then you got your set boosters. So in theory, these, like, I'm actually surprised they didn't drop the amount of draft boosters in a box, to like kind of make it the boxes maybe cheaper seeming. We got our set booster, normal thing, art card, your main set rare mythic, your enchanted tales, your wild cards, your traditional foil, your three commons, 3 uncommons, a basic, and your chance at the list. Hopefully they can make the list a little better. Like, holy cow, it just seems bad. Next up is the collectors, boosters. These get very complicated, it seems. I wish it would be less complicated in a way. So you got a lot of different slots. 2, 4, 5. So you got like 5 slots that are rare mythics, and then your a foil and non-foil enchanted tales in uncommon. Your 3 uncommons, 4 commons, your normal, your full art basic, and then a double-sided token. I like how they give us how many different cards there are in each different section. So like the 4 out of 101 commons, 3 out of 80 uncommons, your basic, the 1 out of 18 enchanted tales, uncommon, 1 in foil, 1 in non-foil, the traditional foil rare mythic, with it being 1 in 60 for rares, 1 of 60 or 1 of the 20 mythics, and they give the percentages, so it's like 1 in 7 roughly. Then your traditional non-foil or traditional foil extended art rare mythic. You have some commander cards that could be in that slot. Then your borderless, your showcase or borderless rare mythic, and a whole bunch of different options. And then enchanted tales. I like how they give the breakdown of the chances on the enchanted tales, just because it's kind of, So it seems like the mythics, mythic rare, and the anime mythics are so very close to the same, are the same odds, 1 in 10. So it seems like you're gonna get an anime mythic and a normal mythic. Enchanted Tales, 1 per box. Well, 1 point something a box. So most are gonna have at least one, hopefully. And then a whole bunch of booster fun percentages. Holy cow! As the last slot being like free for all almost, with confettis being in that slot. Got your normal bundle. The dice looks like a purple dice. Get your 8 set packs. Lich Knight's Conquest as the promo. Get 40 basics, 20 foil, 20 non-foil. So these would just be your normal basics, though. That spin down die, the box, and 2 reference cards. And then we got our pre-release kit. And so there is 6 draft boosters, the stamp promo, rare mythic, your arena code, some 2 double-faced roll tokens, deck box, spin down. So I think I'll have some, and then some commander decks. There's 2 this time, Fey Dominion and Virtue and Valor. So interesting to see. One is a fairy deck, which should be pretty popular. I almost thought that they should put Bitter Blossom in this commander deck. And it's in the Enchanted Tales. So I don't know what they're going to reprint that's going to be worth much. And then this one's kind of interesting. Probably something to do with counters, but so your normal commander deck, 100 card deck, 2 legendaries in foil that are going to be definitely curled, 8 non-foils, 90 other cards. Your display commander that I still don't really get the point of. And then the collector booster sample pack. So 1 non-foil or foil booster fun. So 1 of the rare or mythic cards in a variant, either extendeds or the I guess the adventure frame, or I don't know if they put Enchanted Tales in that spot too, but maybe like they did with the Brothers War sample packs, put like the retro artifacts in. So it'll be interesting to see. I'll probably open some of those eventually. I don't know if I'll do it super soon, but it would be probably later on. And 1 borderless uncommon Enchanted Tales. So the uncommon Enchanted Tales are going to be pretty cheap. There's just going to be so many of them. The double face counters, cardboard box, that's not really anything. And then a spin down, probably life wheel. I wish they'd do dice in a way, but because I don't know what you do with the life wheels. Like, I don't do anything with them. There's so many. So we got our normal. This would be traditional foil. Then the etched looking display commander, and then the borderless is in the collector packs. So interesting. And yeah, so pre-release is on the 1st, and then the release is the 8th. For this set, I kind of cut back a little bit. I plan to open a collector, and I'm getting some pre-release kits, and whatever kits I have left over, I'll end up opening, because I have fun with that type thing. Maybe I should build. Maybe I should like try and build a sealed deck with one of them on camera. I'm pretty bad, but we will have to see. I did get some commander decks, but I don't know what I'm doing with them. We'll have to see how bad they end up actually being, and go from there. And I guess my question is, are you excited for Wilds of Eldraine? And what are you buying? Are you just buying singles? Are you just keeping your money till the Black Friday deals or Christmas deals? With so many things coming out, it's hard to figure out what to do and how to keep up. So I'd like to know what's going on out there, and I hope you have a good rest of your day. I hope you take care, and see you next time. Bye.